Back, breaking developments coming in the Liquorgate scam probe case. There is no respite in sight for one of the arrested accused in this case, Vijay Nair. 5-day ED custody has been granted for Vijay Nair and Boinpally to be produced before court on November 19 next. Remember, these are the people who are said to be in the inner circle when it comes to the Liquorgate scam in Delhi. Now they are going to be produced in the court before the court on November 19. Their custody with the Enforcement Directorate is for 5 days. Vijay Nair is said to be close to Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia, who is at the center of this excise policy that has now been debunked after a probe and sustained revelations being made by the Enforcement Directorate, which suggests that there was some definite wrongdoing. There were alleged irregularities in the policy that has now been withdrawn. Vijay Nair, remember, was initially nabbed by the Central Bureau of Investigation, while Boinpally has links from Telangana, which also makes this investigation cross-state. There is Delhi link, there is also a Telangana link. Now both these people who are under arrest will now be in ED custody for 5 more days. Neelashish now joins me for more details on this. Neelashish, what were the arguments that happened in the court when the custody was granted?
Well, absolutely. Now that the two of them, Vijay Nair as well as Abhishek Boinpally, have been remanded to 5 days custody of the Enforcement Directorate, it becomes a little more interesting, this case, given the fact that the ED said that there have been questioning on part of the ED while they were in judicial custody on the 8th as well as the 13th of November. Now, of course, there were more requirements of the ED in terms of this investigation, which is why they said that they required 14 days custody. Of course, they had been arrested earlier in the CBI case, in which today both of them have been granted bail, but they will continue to remain in custody of the Enforcement Directorate, who will seek their custody from the jail authorities today itself, and they will have to be produced again on the 19th of November. Of course, it has been stated that both of them are a part of a South cartel group, which effectively controlled a large chunk of the liquor market in Delhi. Now, this is very substantial because that is something that the ED is looking into as far as Abhishek Nair, as well as far as Vijay Nair, I beg your pardon, and Abhishek Boinpally are concerned. So they need to be cross-examined, they need to be questioned, and they need to be faced with certain documents. The ED also said that during questioning, these two have been a little evasive in terms of their answers, because of which they need more cooperation from both these accused.
And these arguments, it seems, have been upheld by the court when granting the custody. Do we know anything more about the line of investigation that the ED is going to take? Because there are multiple webs that are emerging from this particular scam. What really is the ED now focusing on?
A number of issues here, Priya, given the fact that earlier when Sharath Reddy as well as Vinay Babu were taken into custody, at that point also it was stated that there is a South India cartel which essentially controlled and influenced approximately 30% of the market share. In line with this, Abhishek Boinpally and Vijay Nair are also said to have had connections with these people, and they were part of these groups. So in light of that, the ED had looked to examine and question both these individuals while they were in Tihar jail, and now they have arrested them. They will seek their custody from the jail authorities in order to further their investigation with regard to a number of documents. It was stated that 169 searches have already taken place in regard to this alleged scam, and thereafter certain documents have come to the fore. Now, in order to really confront them with the kind of documents that have come out and the kind of evidences that are there,
yes,
more answers and more questions are required to be answered by both of them, which is why the ED seeks more custody.
Okay, and tell me something that's very intriguing here, that Dinesh Arora, who had agreed to turn approver in this case, the court hasn't given its verdict on that particular matter. Is his testimony and are his statements going to be crucial as well when it comes to further probe in this case?
Well, absolutely. Let's not forget that it has been stated by the CBI during his bail appeal, which was unopposed by the CBI, that he had already made a statement in which he had mentioned that there were certain public servants who were involved. Now, when Dinesh Arora records a statement in terms of 164, that is before a magistrate, that becomes of evidentiary value. What court did today was reserve its order with regard to 306 application, which is for Dinesh Arora to turn approver. On the 16th of November, this order will be passed as to whether or not Dinesh Arora will become an approver.
And that might give some concrete leads, because Dinesh Arora has a very significant role to play in this matter. Thank you, Neelashish, for joining us. We take a very quick